From Johnny Knox fracturing his vertebrae, Rashad Johnson snapping his finger off, and Tua Tagovailoa suffering temporary memory loss from a concussion, and more. In the realm of NFL, highly dangerous injuries or accidents are a normal thing. But once in a while, these injuries turn out to be very critical, such as what happened to Damar Hamlin.
And as soon as Hamlin was injured, they started showing their support.
Emotional scenes in Buffalo and across the country.
This is about the life of a young man and hoping and praying.
It was January 2nd of 2023. Two of the NFL's best teams, the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, were up against each other that day. The outcome of this very game would alter the entire playoff landscape. The stake was the #1 seed in the AFC. In other words, the only team to receive a first-round bye and hold home field advantage for the entire postseason. These two teams have been charging through the ranks for months. Then finally, they met each other at the perfect time in Week 17 on a Monday night. Both teams were energized with the Bengals attacking with a touchdown. The Buffaloes quickly responded with a 25-yard field goal from Tyler Bass. At the first quarter, the Bengals had the ball and Joe Burrow had passed the ball to the Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, who was running with the ball. Higgins then hit Hamlin, the 24-year-old safety, in the chest with his helmet during the play. Hamlin dragged Higgins down to the ground. Just as Higgins was about to make a run, Hamlin had him with the tackle. Everything appeared to be all right at first glance, but this blow was a literal heart-stopping blow. The game was stopped immediately with the blow of a whistle. Within seconds of the incident, medics and fellow players swarmed the scene. Emergency CPR was conducted for 10 minutes as an ambulance arrived soon after. Hamlin is still on the field, laying for almost 20 minutes. Both teams had surrounded him in shock. The audience tried to grasp the gravity of the situation. The once energetic atmosphere of the field turned into complete silence within these moments as he was fighting for his life. According to CBS Sports, Hamlin received oxygen and was then loaded into the ambulance and transported directly to the UC Medical Center with his mother. The ambulance left the field about 30 minutes after he initially collapsed on the field. Commentator Joe Buck had this to say: "They have been given 5 minutes to quote-unquote get ready to go back to playing. That's the word we get from the league and the word we get from down on the field, but nobody's moving." Hamlin's teammates remained in shock and were concerned as to what his current condition was at the time. During this period, both head coaches had been in deep discussion with the NFL officials, and after a long discussion, the Buffalo head coach, Sean McDermott, decided to pull his team off the field. The game was officially postponed due to this incident. An hour after the incident, doctors said that Damar actually had suffered cardiac arrest on the field. He was able to regain his heartbeat but was still in critical condition. Outside the hospital, many loyal fans came to support Damar during this time. They also donated millions of dollars to Hamlin's effort to buy Christmas toys for children from his hometown of McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, outside Pittsburgh. On January 5th, not only did the NFL cancel the Bills versus Bengals game, but the world received information about Hamlin directly from the UC Medical Center regarding his current health status. Fortunately, he was able to breathe and communicate just fine. He used writing to communicate with others, and the first thing he wrote was, "Did we win?" Now, this question in particular held a huge amount of significance later on. 4 days after the incident, he was able to communicate with his family, friends, and teammates. With Hamlin alive and well, the NFL decided to allow for the first game to take place. That day was straight up magical. First of all, huge respect was shown from fans and all teams. Every single team showed support during their warm-ups by wearing Love for Damar shirts. A friendly reminder that teaches us how important it is to take the helmet off when it's time to help a fellow player. But the magic doesn't stop there. In the final game of the regular season, the Buffalo players entered the field with shirts, caps, and flags that showed off their loyal support towards fellow teammate Damar Hamlin. The stadium was full of supportive fans, and just before the kickoff, the medical team that responded to Damar during his collapse was honored for their loyal service. The New England Patriots won the coin toss and the Bills received the opening kickoff. Then Nyheim Hines took it past midfield and down the sideline.
And taking it past midfield and down the sideline he goes. This is storybook. An opening kickoff return for Damar Hamlin. And this place is absolutely going.
The best part of all of this was that Hamlin watched all of this unfold on live TV while he was at the hospital. You could just imagine how joyful he was when he saw the whole event unfold right in front of his eyes. The rest of the game had the same intense energy moving forward, and the Bills brought home the victory, 35-23. The crowd was going crazy, and while the team was celebrating the victory, Teammates FaceTimed Hamlin right after the win, and then came the gifting of the ball. The game ball was not only handed to Hamlin, but also to Danny Kellington, the man who saved Hamlin's life after he collapsed. He was part of the advanced medical team that was able to save Hamlin's life. Without them, Hamlin would not have survived that tragic day. After the regular season closure, Hamlin had made remarkable improvements from that hard hit and was able to return to the Buffaloes, the home of his herd. On January 9th, exactly 1 week after the incident, Hamlin was discharged from the UC Medical Center and moved to the Buffalo General Medical Center. With improved health conditions and various medical tests that had been done, Hamlin was able to go home. He was granted full clearance to take some time off to recover and get back on his feet, but Hamlin kept grinding. He's worked really hard on the mental side of this. Physically, he's all cleared, but this is a real deal from a mental standpoint after you've been to where he was, Bills general manager Brandon Beane said in early June, according to the Associated Press. His hardworking spirit had the Bills head coach McDermott saying in late July that the 25-year-old would be a full go at the team's training camp at St. John Fisher University, according to a message by the team shared on Twitter. Now that is what you call Buffalo power. Just the day before the Buffalo's playoff opener against Miami Dolphins, Damar was able to visit his teammates. He went in with high spirit, which was a major emotional boost for the whole team before the match. 1 week later, he attended Buffalo's divisional matchup with Cincinnati and made his first public speech since the incident a couple days later. This whole incident, from a shocking tragedy to heartfelt events of love and support, was a big roller coaster. It showed that no matter how much disputes that happen on the playing field, people come together in moments of crisis. Hamlin's ongoing health update were always kept up to date thanks to all social media. Support came from family, friends, fans, and also major figures outside the NFL realm. Damar Hamlin then decided to produce merchandise and use the proceedings to fund the UC Medical Center. Talk about a golden heart. After that life-turning event, the world had the opportunity to witness one of the scariest moments in the NFL history unfold right in front of their eyes. That concludes the most scariest moment in recent NFL history. During moments like these, we really take our hats off to all sporting superstars that risk their lives to bring us the greatest entertainment. The chances of being fatally injured are always high. Many athletes lose control in the heat of the game, but even in these clashing moments, there is hope. The unity of people standing as one during these testing times are the key reason we all love sport so much. If you really love sport and you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment on the video. For more NFL content, subscribe to our channel. Until next time.